Title: 7 Things Stoics Never Do, and You Shouldn't Either. Intro, Hook. 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosophers trained themselves to stay calm in chaos, disciplined in comfort, and clear-headed under pressure. Not because life was easy, but because it wasn't. And here's the part most people miss. Stoicism isn't mainly about what you should do. It's about what you refuse to do. Because most of your suffering isn't caused by events. It's caused by the habits you allow in your own mind. So today, I'm going to walk you through 7 things Stoics never do, and if you stop doing them too, your life gets immediately lighter, calmer, and stronger. Stay to the end, because the final one is the silent habit that destroys more potential than failure ever could. Thing 1. Stoics never confuse what they can control with what they can't. The Stoics drew a hard line through reality. On one side, your choices, your effort, your character, your judgments. On the other, outcomes, other people, timing, luck, the past. Most people suffer because they spend their energy trying to control the wrong side. They try to control the mood of a boss. They try to control how they're perceived. They try to control whether something works out. A Stoic doesn't do that. They ask one question before reacting. Is this mine to command? If the answer is no, they stop feeding it with attention. Not because they don't care, but because caring without control is how you bleed your life away. If you want the Stoic advantage, build this habit. When something triggers you, pause and separate what is mine and what is not. Then put all your force into what is yours. Thing 2. Stoics never outsource their self-worth to other people's opinions. One of the fastest ways to become anxious is to live like your value is decided by a crowd. The Stoics saw this as slavery, because if your confidence depends on applause, you become a performer, and performers can't be free. Epictetus said that if you want to be invincible, make your happiness depend on what you control, your character, your integrity, your effort. A Stoic can accept criticism without collapsing. They can accept praise without becoming addicted, because their identity isn't rented from other people. It's built internally. Ask yourself, if nobody approved of your choices, would you still respect yourself? Stoicism trains you to say yes. Thing 3. Stoics never let the first emotional reaction make the decision. Stoics weren't emotionless, they were trained. They understood something that most people never learn. Your first reaction is not your true judgment. It's your nervous system. It's your conditioning. It's the animal part of you trying to protect itself. Anger says, attack. Fear says, run. Ego says, prove yourself. A Stoic notices the impulse and waits. They build a gap, a breath, a moment of space. Because freedom lives in that gap. Try this the next time you feel triggered. Don't answer immediately. Don't send the text. Don't make the purchase. Don't start the argument. Pause. Name the feeling. Then choose the response that matches the person you want to be. Thing 4. Stoics never complain as a lifestyle. Complaining feels like honesty, but most of the time it's just rehearsing helplessness. The Stoics believed you have 3 options when you face something difficult: change it, endure it, or leave. Complaining is a 4th option that does nothing except train your brain to feel powerless. A Stoic doesn't deny pain. They don't pretend everything is fine. But they refuse to turn their life into a constant protest against reality.
If something is within your control, act. If it's not, accept. And if you must speak about it, speak with intention, not as a reflex. Thing 5. Stoics never avoid discomfort that would strengthen them. Stoics had a phrase, voluntary discomfort. They practiced small hardships on purpose. not because suffering is noble, but because comfort is addictive. If you only act when it feels easy, your life gets smaller, your courage shrinks, your discipline fades. Stoicism is the opposite. It says, do hard things early, before life forces hard things on you. That means taking the cold shower, having the hard conversation, doing the work when motivation is absent, training when you'd rather scroll. Discomfort is the gym where character is built. Stoics never forget that. Thing 6. Stoics never treat obstacles like insults. Most people take problems personally. A setback becomes a story about how the universe is against them. A delay becomes proof they're failing. A criticism becomes an attack. Stoicism rejects that framing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle is the way," meaning the thing blocking you is not separate from the path. It is the path. A Stoic treats obstacles like instructions, like training, like raw material. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What does this demand from me?" Patience, courage, strategy, humility. When you see obstacles this way, you stop feeling cursed and start feeling forged. Thing 7. Stoics never waste their life by living on autopilot. Here's the quiet killer. Not failure, not rejection, not even hardship. Autopilot. Most people don't ruin their lives in one dramatic decision. They drift. They spend years reacting, consuming, and postponing. Stoicism is the daily wake-up call. It reminds you you will not get unlimited days, and the cost of distraction is your future. A Stoic asks every day, what is the highest use of me today? Not what feels good, not what's easiest, not what everyone else is doing. What is worthy of a finite life? So, those are 7 things Stoics never do. They don't confuse control. They don't rent their self-worth. They don't obey the first reaction. They don't complain as a habit. They don't avoid strengthening discomfort. They don't take obstacles personally, and they don't drift through life asleep. Pick one of these to practice for the next 7 days. Just one, because one Stoic rule applied consistently changes everything. If you want more practical Stoic frameworks you can actually use, subscribe. And in the next video, we're going to break down Seneca's brutal advice on wasting time, the kind of truth that hits hard but frees you.